Chair, Jackie Espinoza, our City Commissioners, Chief Broadway over here somewhere, the Deputy Chiefs, and the entire Kissimmee Police Department. Thank you so much for providing us this opportunity. I also want to thank my fellow classmates. Thank you so much for nominating me to be the class representative. I was very surprised. I wasn't expecting it at all. And I'm so glad we went with no polos because you guys look amazing tonight. So it's been an honor to share this experience with you. Okay, so the goal of this academy was to build trust and understanding between officers and residents through transparency, education, and open dialogue. So please, allow me in this moment to be a bridge. As a society, we sometimes view law enforcement from a skeptical lens, okay? And our law enforcement agencies in Osceola County have been through lots of changes, yeah? They've been through lots of changes. But if I could shout anything from the rooftop, I would tell all citizens to participate in the KPD Citizens Academy. That's just how amazing it was. So in this academy, we learned that KPD's core values are courage, honor, integrity, excellence, and service above self. And I'll be sharing how we saw all of those values play out in the agency through the academy. So weeks 1 through 3 were pretty foundational. We learned more about Chief Broadway's professional journey, and as each week passed, we could clearly see why he was the best choice for Kissimmee. Let me tell you, Chief was welcoming, he was personable, he was transparent, he was vulnerable. You know, every time we would see him, he would give us hugs, and he really just made us feel like family. And that core value of integrity in this academy was visible right at the top. We also received a tour of the agency, learned about how the units are structured, and we even got to be flies on the wall in the communication center to see what the process is like when someone does call or text 911. So fun fact, they handle over 170,000 calls annually. And when I think about that core value of excellence and upholding that highest standard of professionalism and service, the communications department really stood out to me as that first line of defense when communicating with KPD. We also heard from the patrol and K9 units, which was a class highlight, as well as TAC, internal affairs, accreditation, and the criminal investigations unit, which were all very unique in their own ways. You know, as residents who may not witness the amount of crime that's taking place in our city day in and day out, the criminal investigation session was very eye-opening, and we really appreciated that reminder to, you know, always be vigilant and don't make yourself an easy target for the bad guys. Weeks 4 and 5 were pretty thought-provoking. The records department gave us insight into their world of processing incident reports, accidents, and citations. And the wellness coordinator, who's here today, Leanne, she covered the 8 dimensions of wellness, reminding us that self-care is not selfish. And she also shared a plethora of mental health resources that are available for officers. Plus, we got to meet the new therapy dog, Bristol, who's here tonight. And that was such a highlight for us. So thank you for sharing that with us. We also heard from the intelligence unit. Yes, they're watching us. When you're driving your cars, when you're at the lakefront, they're definitely watching us. But don't worry, it's all for our safety, so no worries. And that core value of courage was really demonstrated through the crisis negotiation unit, SWAT, and forensics. And she's not here today, but I would love to give a shout out to Isabel, the forensics supervisor, for answering our hundreds of questions and really providing great details and examples of what the forensics department does. You know, when I think about law enforcement or crime, I never used to consider the forensics perspective of it all, and that one just really stuck with me with all of the new information that she presented. Plus, didn't we love that fingerprint activity? Yes. That was amazing, a true highlight. And of course, to mention the school resource officers and community engagement unit who do a fantastic job at demonstrating that core value of service above self. To the SROs who keep our children safe at school and are trained to engage any threat with or without help, we thank you. And to the community engagement unit, a few of them are here tonight. They're the more popular faces of the agency. We appreciate all you do in keeping our community engaged and informed. And I have to give a shout out to Sergeant Santone, who was our leader of the class. And I'm also going to shout out Officer Cruz because I see her everywhere in the community, and she did the self-defense class. We look forward to collaborating with you guys at the Kissimmee Night Out event, so stay tuned for that because our class got to create an event that they're actually going to put on. Yes, were you in the group? Yeah. I love it. Okay, and then the last 3 weeks, weeks 6 through 8, at the training facility, were very instructional. Each week was hands-on, it was action-packed, it was super exciting, from learning about the recruitment process and defensive tactics to experiencing the virtual reality scenarios. We got to drive the police cars, y'all. That was so fun. And we even got to shoot firearms. Yeah. Now, I had no idea that shooting a rifle would be a lot easier than shooting a regular handgun. But I'm so glad I took this class because you learn something new every day. So shout out to the training department. It was also great to hear from the emergency response team, the Marine unit, and the traffic enforcement unit. I want to give a special shout out to George, Kevin, Jeff, and Jacob for being the best instructors. The entire training team each week really displayed that core value of honor. And you could tell that they don't mess around over there. They're serious about what they do, but in the best way possible. So from deploying a taser to going over an active shooter scenario, they always brought it back to upholding that highest standard of ethical principles, esteem, and respect. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the most inspirational, touching, and impactful highlight from the Academy, which was getting the honor to hear from Reserve Special Agent Sadia Baxter Ruiz, who shared her personal journey of law enforcement and grief and what it means to really humanize the badge. She was an addition that we weren't really expecting, and let me tell you something, there was not a dry eye in that room that night. We were all crying. And it was just so special to really hear from her after everything she's gone through. So she's not here tonight, but please make sure you thank her for us. We hope that every question we asked, every time we walked through the door and gave a smile, and every week we showed up was a reminder to these officers of their why. So, after participating in this academy, the takeaways look different for all of us. Whether it was exposure to something new, awareness, a perspective we didn't know we were supposed to have, clarity, understanding, or a mix of all of it, I can confidently say that all of us are leaving this academy better informed citizens than when we came in. And that's really special to me. So, we should all be shouting from the rooftop, hey residents, make sure you take the KPD Citizens Academy. We're in the middle of, a rebirth, we have new leadership, and it's just an honor that we got to be the first class to experience this new branch. So, kudos to us. Yeah. And lastly, I want KPD to know, so make sure you share this with everyone, although we will never know what it truly feels like to, put on that badge and belt and really walk in your shoes, we'll never know what it's like. Because I could definitely never do this job. They had me out running that mile and all this, I could never do it. But you do. And so I just want to say that we respect you, we honor you, we need you. And although thank you isn't enough, we are really grateful that you put your lives on the line for us every day. So thank you so much, and that's it. I appreciate you. You're like, why is she walking away yet? It's going to be my honor to introduce to you Chief Broadway.
Let's give Tamyia another hand for a great job.